these are the horses and things like that. And here we should just stay left in our lane and go past these people, but instead we're slowing down quite a bit for them. So we should definitely be over right now. Like you can see, we're driving through the parking lot effectively. But I mean, you can see full self-driving sees that car that's parked. It should be aware of everything that's happening right now. Okay, nice job, yeah. Puts on the signal, slows down. So that was the very non-assertive, proper thing to do. So right here, yeah, exactly. These people were turning, so I would have got over and did a great job. All right, guys, this is an FSD 12.5.6.3 video. I'm kind of in and around downtown Vancouver here, so this first part is going to be me driving like into the core of the city. I'm just going to pick kind of a random spot that puts us in the back here. So why don't we just go right, find a parking lot. We'll go right here. And then from here, I'm feeling lucky and just kind of poke around and try and get as much downtown driving as possible, because I really haven't spent much time in the city with full self-driving. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. There's a lot of traffic coming. I'm gonna engage and just see if it can bring itself into the lane. It should go right now. Yep, perfect. Okay, so good start there. So this is early morning. There's going to be definitely a bit of rush hour, like tail end of rush hour traffic, and just kind of seeing how it's going to operate around a lot of vehicles, people, cyclists. There's a lot of scenarios where we're going to want to get into lanes early. Like even right now, this lane is backing up, and this truck ahead of us, this car, they're all going over now to get into the next turn. Okay, we're doing the same thing. So if we sneak in right now behind here, perfect, that was a good job. I don't like, I just did a drive here from Langley on the highway. This version, it's really good, but it has a lot of, I guess like late braking would be what I'd call it, where it will get uncomfortably close to the vehicle. Like right now we're going pretty quick, and then if that vehicle were to slam on the brakes, it would keep that speed and kind of like hit the brakes late. And on the highway especially, it's really uncomfortable. See, as a human driver, I would just go here, and we're perhaps going to get honked at because we didn't do it, but if we go now, that's good. There's just a lot of like close follow distance that I don't love. I really do wish, and people were posting about it on X, that you could set the follow distance. In the city, it's a lot less of a priority, but on the highway, I do think that you need to be able to establish the distance you want to put between you and the vehicle in front of you. Because currently on chill, standard, and hurry, the vehicle drives way, 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 way too close at highway speeds. Okay, good job here. This vehicle's turning, so exactly, we got very close. Exactly like what that van did, go around. That was the human thing to do. That was a good job there. I don't know if that's because we had the van in front of us kind of as a lead vehicle to coach the car on the right move, but on its own, I'm sure it would have done something similar. Because there is a huge tendency to bias based off of what a lead vehicle in front of us is doing. So, full self-driving on its own is very capable, but I feel like if there's a vehicle in front of it doing something, it'll mimic that and take a lot of confidence from the vehicle in front of it making a decision to be like, yeah, that's the right decision, and I'll follow with it. So right here, yeah, exactly. These people were turning, so I would have got over and did a great job. So I'm hoping that that was all predicted. Like it saw these vehicles were stopped, that this lane was open, so it moved over. So that was a really good job there. Great speed here. The speed limit's 50. We're going 55, 56, 57. I have it set, so this is the max that we're going to go is 57 now. People, I'm sure, can and will go faster, but this is a good speed through the city here, and especially as we get into the city. And I think actually, are we going to drive down to Hastings? Okay, I'm just putting us through Hastings Street because it's unique street anyways, and there'll be a lot going on there. This street's just more of like a through road. Hastings, there's going to be a lot of people, things. If you're familiar with the town, it's kind of our like downtown east side. So right here, I would take confidence, go through this green, continue. Perfect. Yeah, good job. The behavior with yellow lights has been really good. I've noticed where it's done a real natural job of, stopping when it needs to. It also understanding that it's a yellow light, like I can give a little bit of gas to get through it before it becomes a red light. Definitely an improvement over the last build. So yeah, this part of town has a lot of people kind of walking around on the roads, not necessarily going in the path that they should. So I'm hoping to get an interaction where there's someone walking in the middle of the road and seeing how the car behaves in that scenario. Especially as you get here. This is Hastings and Main. It's kind of famously plagued by, there's a lot of homeless and a lot of things going on here, for lack of better words. Okay, so awkward here. I think we should have stopped back at that spot. Yeah, we're kind of, we stopped for a red, but the stop line is right there behind us. We're technically in the intersection. It's fine because it's just a pedestrian crosswalk, but this is incorrect where we're stopped for sure. There's also a very good chance we're going to see emergency vehicles. I can hear that there's an ambulance or a police car, but I don't see it yet. And again, I don't think this version handles them properly, though I have seen situations where it will pull over. So just always good to see how it does do with a, fire truck, ambulance, police car behind us. So good job here. Should come up. We'll wait for this traffic and have to be sure that there's no pedestrians, bikers, but I think we're going to get a clear shot here. Oh, maybe not actually. So I wouldn't go yet. I would go after this vehicle, the white one. And there's no pedestrians, so we should be good. Yep, perfect. Nice job there. Just seeing that guy open his door here. I saw there was a video of the latest version. I don't think it's under the FSD branch yet, but the Model 3 is getting an update where if you go to open the door and there's a vehicle or pedestrian or cyclist in the blind spot, it'll not let you open the door if you press it once and just alert you that there's something there. It just stops people from, nice job here, stops people from opening a door as a vehicle's driving by or as somebody is, coming by on a bike. It's a very cool update. I'll pop a video in just so you can see it in action. And if you're wondering, you can press the button again to kind of override this safety thing. So if you're trying to get out and there's a vehicle close and it's detecting that, but you still want to get out, you can press again and get out. So you're never trapped. All right, so we got a left turn coming up here, but so far it's been really good. It's not much traffic. I guess just 10 o'clock, the morning rush is over, but still I really don't drive downtown much with full self-driving, so I'm enjoying seeing how it's doing with people and, like I said, pedestrians and cyclists and things like that. This is a tough one. So this is a one-way street, I'm pretty certain, I think. So technically I think you could turn left here because it's you're turning left onto a road that has only a one-way this way. But I would wait, so it's good. So I would go right now. I don't know why we're stopped. Okay, good. Yeah, this is the one way. We could have turned left earlier, I think, but that's fine. So a little bit of an issue there where we stopped for what seemed like no reason. Not a huge deal, but could have been a little bit better. And this is where I made a post on X asking about this, but previous to this update, there was the driver profiles that you could change right now. Like I could go chill, standard, or assertive while we were just on the city roads. And it definitely affected how the car behaved. So in assertive, I think in this situation, because that lane was empty, it would have moved over and taken the empty lane. It would favor lane changes in order to save time. Whereas chill, you're basically just like relaxing. You're staying in your lane and changing lanes when you need to. When they introduced the new driver profiles on the highway and high-speed roads, they took it away. So now if I do this, I don't see that option anymore. Like I can't go chill, standard, or hurry. I think it would be nice to have those profiles exist from start to finish, 0 to like city roads to highway, because you know, in this situation, that lane was empty. I would have liked to have been able to tell the car. I mean, I can prompt a lane change, but I would like to be in a profile where the car would understand, like, hey, I should take those little spaces so that I can gain a bit of time. Or if I am just chill and I'm in no rush at all, yeah, I want to be chill. I don't want to change lanes. Get me there as safe and slowly as possible. So I am hoping and thinking that they are going to do that, but for now, that's not the case. Like I said, like here, I would go over there. Okay, it is doing it now. Still like a little bit of an issue with how far back we're stopped. So this car is stopped. Their nose is just before the stop line, which I think is where ultimately the car should be stopping, because we stopped quite far back there, so the car behind us, as it got around, was having a hard time getting past us. Little things, but you know, to be a more human-like driver, you want to do what everyone else is doing, as long as it's the safe thing to do. And driving up to the stop sign is up the stop line is the safe and right thing to do. Okay, this guy, I guess we're gonna stop for them. There's no crosswalk, but you know, it's the nice thing to do. There are crosswalks on the other side. 50-50 on if that's the right thing, right? Like some people will argue vehemently against it, say no, you should not stop for pedestrians if they're not at the crosswalk. But there wasn't a lot of traffic. I'm okay with stopping for them. So no right turn on red except bicycle. So curious what the car will do here. I may have to intervene. Yeah, I think it's wanting to turn right. So I'm going to stop. So that's still a little bit of an issue where it's clearly not reading signs. Like by default, it seems like it's just going to want to turn right at every chance that it can get, which is great, except for when we're on a stop sign like this where we can't turn right. So hoping that gets addressed and added in a later build. So for now, I'm just disengaged, and I'll re-engage as soon as the light turns green. So green, engage. If we were super assertive, we probably could have gone around this guy turning, and maybe a regular driver would have done that. But since we didn't, we're gonna have to wait until they get out. This guy, I don't know what the hell he's doing. So he turned left in front of traffic. Shouldn't have, but whatever. All right, so from here, I'll actually try and get the car. I don't really know where we could park. I'm just gonna do a feeling lucky and try and stay somewhere within the city. Because kind of a unique one. I'm going to drive into Stanley Park and just start to see kind of how that does. So I'll go here to Brockton Point. Stanley Park's a unique one. You know, it's a big park at the end of our city here. There's a one-way road that feeds through it and a bunch of other things. Definitely never driven in there full self-driving. So see how it does. The thing that's like kind of hard to appreciate about full self-driving unless you're using it is it's supervised. I'm paying attention all the time, 100%. Like this is, you know, it is the same as driving in the fact that I'm looking out at the road, but I do have a lot more freedom to kind of also take in a bit of the view more than I would if I was driving manually. Like I can kind of quickly glance away, look if we're in a nice spot. So it just gives you a little bit of more freedom to kind of like appreciate where you are if you're on a cool drive or driving through a neat area. Yeah, like I said, it's hard to really understand unless you're using it. But as a driver, you're not having to hyperfixate on the road. You get a little bit more leniency to look away, which I really enjoy. Especially at a situation like this, we're at a red light. There's not much going on. Normally, I would have to kind of keep my eyes forward and wait for the green light. I can look away, just see what's going on, and then the car on its own, if the light goes green, it is, okay, I'm gonna look back. So, small thing, but just little, if you're driving a lot, it's a little quality of life improvement. I'd go around this guy. I think it's fine that we didn't. That's where I think on an assertive profile, we would have just gone around that person, but on a chill, it's fine. So I don't know if we're actually in a 30 zone. The car thinks we are, so I'm just gonna bump it up to 50 because I don't think this is a 30. Like I said, I don't drive downtown that often, but this feels very slow to be 30 on this road. If it is, my apologies. All right, so left turn here. We don't have an advanced, so we're gonna have to wait, make sure there's no cross traffic. There's usually not a lot of coming back from this way, so we should be fine to go. Perfect. And then we're gonna have to get over into the right lane fairly quickly for Stanley Park here. So hopefully it does that. Yep, perfect. Moves over. So really good job here. And there's just a lot of cyclists, there's like horse carriages, there's quite a bit going on in here, generally speaking. Perhaps not because it's a bit rainy today. So we'll see how it does in here. All right, so good job here. Yeah, like I said, these are the horses and things like that. Interesting. Yeah, so it kind of did a little bit of a phantom brake there because it picks the horses up as a person, which is an interesting decision. But we did okay. We went past them there. So there's a lot of speed bumps. There's a lot of things like that. It's slowing down, doing a good job here. I don't know what this guy in front of us is up to. I think it's just going slow. So what I'll probably do is, once we get to this destination, I'll pull over, and then I'll just have the car finish the rest of the loop, just so we have the whole loop through Stanley Park with the drive, and I'll pop out and then try and find some busy areas of the city. Should slow down more for that. That definitely was quick for that speed bump. A little bit unfortunate. Should slow down for this one. Yeah, kind of touched the brakes there for that one. Should slow down here, and it's not. So it's missing these speed bumps, unfortunately. I'm gonna dial back the speed just to 35 for now. Like here, it's fine to go 40, but just through that area with the speed bumps, I didn't want to disengage for every speed bump, but I also didn't want it to be hitting the speed bumps as fast as it was. So yeah, it's interesting how it's so kind of intermittent on what it does with speed bumps. Like here, I'm going to slow them down. So there's a speed bump here. It's really hard to see, and there's no way it's going to catch it. Yeah, so we just went over that at 35. It's not terribly fast, but you can tell it's not acknowledging that speed bump. Okay, we have people walking here, so it should slow down. Yeah. Nice job. We're going to have to move over into this lane because this is kind of in our lane. Should be signaling here. I don't know what it's doing. We should be slowing down and getting over. And instead I might have to disengage, yeah. So that was too bad. This is going down to one lane, so we should have signaled, moved over, and gone behind this car. Instead, we kind of danced in between the merge lane and then got to an awkward situation where we were beside that car as the lanes were narrowing down. And it's a small quality of life thing, but like we're only going 22, so it's not a huge deal. I just don't think it's necessary to follow this close. Like it just seems just a tiny bit more, like even this, like just that little bit of extra space makes me not feel like we're tailgating the car in front of us, because I'm sure to the car in front of us, they're like, why is this guy riding my ass, basically, for lack of a better word. Okay, anyways, it's gotten us to the destination. I don't know if FSD can park in spots like this, or in like angled parking. I don't think it can. See, it's not, there's a car parked here, there's all the lines, but it's not registering these as spots that it can do its auto park, which is, yeah, it's okay though. So I will just do from here, I'll do Hungry, same deal as Lucky. And then I'll just pick a random one here, go. So hopefully this finishes, yeah, this will finish a bunch more of the loop. Oh, actually, and hopefully that drives us through. Yeah, that'll get us through more. And then from here, I'll come back into the city. So this is just more of Stanley Park in full self-driving. Okay, I'll hit go. So we have a stop sign here that we should come to a full stop for. No traffic, and then we should go. It's perfect. Yes, this is what I was saying. It's a small thing, but this is the speed, or sorry, the distance that I would give a car as a human driver. Just feels a lot more natural than being like right up against them for no reason, again, in my opinion. And it's a personal preference. So many things about driving are personal preferences. Crossing, we should stop and wait. Nice job. Another person. Perfect. And proceed. Nice. Very good job there. Did a good job stopping far enough back that they weren't uncomfortable about us driving up to them. And then looks like we got some construction or something, a road closed up ahead, which will be kind of a good interaction. We just had a windstorm a couple days ago, so there's a bunch of trees that have fallen. So that's probably what they're doing here, is cleaning up fallen trees and debris. All right, so we should just go through here. People standing on the side of the road. Nice job though, full self-driving didn't really slow down or pause for that, which is what it should do. So it's kind of a unique one, but you can see here, this Tesla, not the white one, the one in front of it, is definitely causing a lot of the like slow driving here, because we could be going a little bit faster. He pulled over anyways, so it's fine. This is slow down a bit more than we should have for that person that was just pulling over. We should have been a little bit just more left in the lane and gone around them smoothly like the car in front of us did. But anyways, that car was going quite slow. So you saw as soon as people had the chance, they were all passing him, knowing that that car, the lead car, was unnecessarily slow. And before we got down to a one lane again, they wanted to get past them. It's hard, it's so contextual, but you'd almost want the car, full self-driving, to realize, hey, if I get the chance, I should go around this person safely. Yeah. It's definitely avoiding that puddle, the way it just moved around. So this version, and maybe even the last one a little bit, it tries to avoid certain, not all things on the road, and puddles are a big one, where in one of my videos, it actually wouldn't even pull into a parking lot because there's a big puddle, and so it saw it saw the puddle and kind of danced around it, and then just took a different entrance. And so just there, as we were driving, it hugged the left and made a very kind of awkward move, but to get around that puddle, 100%. I'm not sure why we got in the left lane here. There's kind of no need for us to. There's 2 lanes. We're now going quite a bit slower as a result of popping into this lane. SD card filled up there, sorry. Hopefully this card makes it through. It looks like it's also quite low. Oh, another one in the trunk, but good job here. It's honestly a pretty simple road. I was hoping for a bit more kind of interaction, but put in one more destination here. Hopefully we get the rest of this on that memory card. I might pull over and just quickly switch the thing, so 1 second here. So we should definitely be over right now. Like you can see, we're driving through the parking lot effectively. I'm gonna probably have to disengage. This person's walking on the road, which is also wrong, but we should have, from that spot, pulled out and then driven here instead of over all those parking spots. It's a small thing, so I have a meeting with a client here. That's what I'm actually doing downtown right now. Google Maps, I saw, just added something where basically along your route, you put in your destination, and then as you're getting, 5 minutes out walking distance, it'll start to recommend parking spots, because yeah, that's where I want to go, but in a downtown core, there's almost no chance I'll be able to park right on the road here. It would be really nice that if this right here could recommend, hey, this is a parking spot, like this is a parking stall. You should go into underground parking here if this is where you actually want to arrive. And I think it's gonna miss that speed bump. Yeah, small quality of life thing, just because you can't use Google Maps. You're locked into this ecosystem, which is great, but for me right now, I'm just worrying about how and where I'm going to park when I get there. It would be nice if the maps kind of helped you take that part over. So we should be signaling and moving over now. Yeah, good job. So something that I am struggling with, so as we're going through here, I have my speed offset quite low. I have it at 15%, and sometimes even change it to 10%, because on the highway and stuff, that's an appropriate speed to go off of. Like if the speed limit's 100, I don't want to go much faster than 115. But when you're at the lower speeds, a speed offset of 15% or 10%, which works on the highway, when the speed limit's 30, that means the fastest the car will go is 33, which I would rather go closer to 40. So rather than a percentage, I'd like if there was another option where you could just put kilometers or miles for Americans, where I could dictate. Sorry, we got a biker here, so I'm curious what we're gonna do. It'd just be nice to say, I want to go 10 kilometers over is a total fine speed, rather than percent. So we do have 2 lanes. We should be, let's use lane markers. Okay, yeah, perfect. So we should go around this biker. Instead, it's really struggling getting past them. I just had my hand near the wheel just because we're so close to that person. So yeah, it is. I mean, it is hard to see, but this is definitely 2 lanes, or was 2 lanes, and we're now kind of floating in the middle of the road. Not a huge deal, but. And here we should just stay left in our lane and go past these people, but instead we're slowing down quite a bit for them. Maybe it's okay because this guy on the butt, yeah, see, we should be over here. We should actually be over there to turn right now. We should slow down and give this person a lot more space. So it does a bad job here. I'm gonna have to disengage. We should have been slowing down so this person could come over before. We should have let the scooter by. So not great there. That whole interaction, just the way it handled bikers, the lanes, and pedestrians, and the person on the scooter was not ideal. We have our own lane, so we should just go. Nice. So yeah, it seems like around vehicles, full self-driving has a lot of confidence. Around pedestrians and bikers and things like that, I understand being overly cautious, but then it's almost to a fault because then we're not acting naturally on the road and it becomes more unsafe trying to be too safe. It's a real delicate balance because if we would have sped past those people, I could see how that's not great either, but and something I'm curious if full self-driving takes into account, I can see here bright red, bad traffic. Given that that's the case, I would want to get over as soon as I could to the left to make sure I didn't miss this left turn lane and get caught in a line of bad traffic here, which I feel like is about to happen. So now it's made this decision a little bit later than I would have. I think we'll be okay because we'll probably still sneak in right here, hopefully. Yeah, so this worked out okay. But I would have just taken a little bit more context in the fact that traffic is slowing down. Let's just get over earlier than later, err on the side of caution so there is no situation where we didn't get this little break in traffic and would have gotten stuck going straight. So we're not turning here, we're turning at the next light. This is kind of an interesting intersection. Okay, and we have an advanced green, so we should just continue through with these people. Perfect. Good job there. That's kind of a tricky intersection. A little bit of phantom braking there for no reason really. I'm guessing because the flashing green light. It's hard. Full self-driving is so good and performs well 99% of the time. And a lot of the issues it has aren't major safety issues. There are safety issues for sure, but just that little phantom braking, that's a comfort issue. Unless someone was right on your tail. But those are the things that keep people from wanting to use it when their spouse is in the car or their friends are in the car, because if you're showing off your self-driving car and then it randomly brakes while it's going through a green light, it's a bit embarrassing, and it's hard to kind of explain, like, oh, sorry, like that's just a mistake that the car makes. So it'd be really nice if they can get those things cleaned up, because they're just small quality of life changes, but it makes a big, big impact on the overall ride comfort, and also just the like impression that the ride leaves on a user. Because if you have a drive that's great, but there is those like few mistakes that it makes, almost certainly the people will remember those little mistakes and be like, oh yeah, it's good, but remember when it did that weird thing? And then they just won't trust the car, right? So, yeah. I would have gone in the other lane that whole time, like knowing that person was turning left. We got lucky that there was no traffic, but I would have been over in that lane. So people here on the other side of the pylons, hopefully it recognizes that. Yeah, nice. There's no need to slow down. Like if that was a person on the side of the road, sure, I would have considered slowing down for them, but because they're, you know, around construction pylon cones, like we're pretty confident they're not just going to dart into traffic. This is a situation where we slowed down and stopped early because there's a person kind of cutting across the road, which made sense. But now we're, you know, 5-6 feet away from the actual stop line. I would like if the car went forward, and it's actually, we're not going. So I'm going to press the accelerator because we didn't go. The car should have nosed up there, and then also should have gone for that advanced green. So 2 kind of misses there. Should move over now. Good. And it's a right turn on red. We should be creeping forward pretty aggressively to get vision. There's no people, there's this car, so I would go right now before they get advanced. Yeah, perfect. All right, and so here's the situation where it has put itself in the right lane, whereas before it's been favoring the left lane. And we're either going to have to go really quick and cut in front of this person, or slow down and let them go past us. Fortunately, there's no traffic other than this car beside us, so we should be able to merge back in if we slow down, but I don't know what we're going to do here. But, I mean, you can see Full Self-Driving sees that car that's parked. It should be aware of everything that's happening right now. Okay, nice job, yeah. Puts on the signal, slows down. So that was the very non-assertive, proper thing to do. We didn't put ourselves in, you know, a situation where we were trying to get past by accelerating and had to slam on the brakes at any point. So that was perfect. That was a good job there. Okay, so there's a cone here. So I get that it wants to turn right. Perfect. Waited for those cones for sure. And now it's taking the right turn. And it's going to go before it goes yellow. Yeah, really nice job. Okay, so now it's basically on me because now we need to park, and I can't expect Full Self-Driving to pop into a parkade. So yeah, overall, really good job. You know, like I had to supervise the drive, but honestly, I hate driving downtown Vancouver. Took away a lot of the stress of all the little micro decisions. Overall, great job. Few disengagements, few issues here and there, but really happy with how it performed considering it's, you know, downtown driving, which I don't do a lot. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.